Out of every 100 Americans steps one who chooses a life of service, who puts themselves in harm's way every day. This series is for them. Welcome to Mossy Oaks Honor.
You know, everybody has their passion in life and a way they get their fix. And for me, it's turkey hunting and making turkey calls. The process of making a turkey call, you know, the fundamentals of it are very important. So you start out with a, square block of wood. From there, you're going to mark your sound holes and prep it and get it ready to put on the lathe to round it out. After you round it out, you're going to start digging into the depth of the call and start making that body like you would see, similar to the shape of the inside of a guitar. And those depths and those measurements are very important. From there, you're going to start prepping and scuffing up the ledges where you're going to put your glass and your comb board. From there, what I like to do is go out and test it on birds. All my calls are tested on birds, and if I can get them to gobble, and I know that call's sound and it's going to produce a good hunt, then I know it's ready to ship out. What makes my calls and what I like to produce as a product genuine is the fact that I put my heart and soul into it. I've pretty much come to an understanding of how life is now, and I've accepted it, my friends have accepted it, and it's just like any other day. But there was a time when I was young and I was hitting the weights and I was a big boy and I was playing sports and I was running around and I was hard to keep up with, and sometimes I reflect on those days and I miss those days a lot. But the key is just to keep pushing forward and thinking about, the next thing you can accomplish from where you're at. When I went out on that patrol, we had lost Marines that week. What keeps you staying hard at what you're doing is the love for your buddies to your left and your right, the thoughts that you're coming home, and the service that you're doing for your country. For me, that day was no different than any other day. So we went out that day on patrol, and I never felt like anything was different. I never felt like anything was wrong. I pushed into a building and tried to reassess. Upon doing that, I put my teams out and provided security for while we were sitting there. So I pushed out that building and I button hooked around the doorway to check on some guys that were watching down an alleyway. And as I did, it was just like an undescribable feeling of pressure. I was trying to get up to go check on my guys, and when I couldn't get my feet under me, that's when I noticed that it was me that got hit. The pain didn't set in until about 30 minutes later. I could still feel my legs as they were there, and so I didn't know any different. When I got to the bird, all I could think about was water. I looked at the crew chief on the bird after I had a drink of water. I said, "Man, I'm done fighting. I'm going to go to sleep now." I didn't wake up till 2 months later at Walter Reed. For me, after you've dealt with a catastrophic injury and you've given a second chance at life, you got to pick up the pieces and from there figure out how to move on. And for me, that was a long, drawn-out process of figuring out how I can find the roadmap back to myself. And I did that through hunting. For me, it was taking me back to where I first started. Because my first bird was an Osceola bird.
There he
he is. Here he comes.
Hey, bro, that was great.
I try to learn from the best teachers and the people that are out there that are doing the same thing, and I try to, recreate myself in every call that I make. And it's just it's an important process for my health. It's like therapy for me, and hopefully it's a good product for somebody else on the other end of it.
Corporal Christian Brown, everyone here at Mossy Oak extends their most heartfelt thank you for your service. We are honored to know you.